Hello, hello, we are live. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. My name is Frank Kramer. I'm the host of Cooking with Chef Frank, and I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to discuss what a holistic plant based lifestyle has to do with sustainability. So, most people actually don't associate our food with sustainability, and I think this is one of the things which are very dear to my heart, and I would like to discuss this today. I'm not going to cook today um, because I think that we need to talk a little bit more about sustainability these days because we are at a stage right now where this generation, whether it's my generation, the younger generation, right now is the time to save this planet. If we don't save, if we don't do enough, then our children will inherit a planet we don't even want to imagine, because I think a lot of people um, think there is no climate change, or it is not a dire situation right now. But in my opinion, it is. I can put one and one together. When I listen to scientists, when I listen to many other documentaries, I I can already tell that there is a sense of um, urgency, and hopefully you will agree with me that we all have our responsibility to do our part, and so I know that's not everyone cup of coffee, but I think those things need to be discussed, and that's what I'm doing today. If you don't mind introducing yourself, just saying hello, then I know, then I see your name, and it's nice to talk to an audience. So it's really up to you. Hi, Priscilla. Okay, so that said, I as a chef, I firmly believe that I have the responsibility to educate my community, and I think all chefs have an opportunity to educate their guests, their community, and it starts in our restaurant. It starts where we cook, and you know, most when you go out in a restaurant, um, and I'm not talking about vegan restaurant or plant or vegetarian. I'm talking about regular restaurants, whether it's steak houses or regular restaurants. When you look at the menu, you see, for instance, appetizers. Almost 99% of all appetizers are made from animal products. So there is almost no option to have a plant-based meal for an appetizer. So, for instance, and I've been seeing this over and over again. Doesn't matter what type of restaurant it is. I know that many chefs now changing their menus to, they're adding more, at least vegetarian options. Some of them offer vegan options, but a lot of their options are animal products, and it's very sad. It's almost like we are out of ideas to create a menu that is healthy and full of ideas. So I mean, I understand. When I used to eat regularly, when I wasn't a vegan, of course, then for me it was heaven to go to a restaurant and, you can eat any kind of appetizer. Um, and it's great to see this variety there. But then again, if we only have animal options, first of all, that's um, it tells me that we haven't even grasped where we're heading to. Um, it is nice to have a menu with lots of options. On the other hand, animal products are becoming more and more unsustainable. And I think, and a lot of chefs might tell me, no, you're crazy. And that's fine. But if you see the science behind there, you will, um, you will think differently about it. For instance, there is most people um, are not even aware of how much water goes into a lunch, for instance. Let's look at the typical lunch. A loaf of bread requires about 240 calories I'm sorry, 240 gallons of water to produce. Just one loaf of bread. Um, Add a pound of cheese, takes about 380 gallons. And so a simple cheese sandwich takes about 56 gallons of water. One sandwich, 56 gallons of water. So a lot of water goes into our food. Throw in a bag of potato chips, it's another 12 gallons for just that potato bag. Then if you want to add some turkey, it jumps up to 160 gallons. And then, hey, then you have a glass of soda, and the glass of soda, one glass of soda adds another 46 gallon of water. So what we eat truly has an impact on our planet. One glass of soda needs about 46 gallon of water to be produced. How is this even possible? Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. Soda is made from corn syrup. Corn syrup is made from corn. Corn needs to grow, and so in order to grow the corn, you need a lot of water to grow that corn, and that all translates into how much water we're actually using per meal. So now, for instance, once we go to animal products, let's say beef, for instance, and everyone by now knows this information. If you, in order to produce 1 pound of beef, you need about 1,800 gallons of water. 1,800 gallons for 1 pound of water. Um, just 1 pound. The average cow or cattle weighs about 1,800 pounds. So multiply 1,800 times 1,800. So that's 3.24 million gallons of water for one cow. For one cow, 3.2 million gallons of water to produce one cow, and that includes all the water for the grass, the forage, the drinking for, the drinking water for the cows, to grow the crops and the food, everything combined. And we kill about 30 million cows a year. So times 30 millions. I don't even can tell this number here. That's, oh my goodness. I cannot even tell what this number is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 zeros behind the 97. So that's somewhere in the trillions. I don't know. That's how much fresh water we need to produce uh, the beef we are eating every year. No, this is really, this is absolutely incredible how much water we're using. And our earth only has 1% of fresh water on it. And look at the water footprint we are using to produce beef. I'm not saying we shouldn't be producing it, but on the other hand, we really, I'm not saying that we cannot produce any more or raise any more beef. That's not my call. I'd like to inspire people to eat a whole food plant-based lifestyle. By doing so, we are not using that huge this huge water footprint. And the more people transition to this type of lifestyle, the less beef we need. And I understand our farmers, they need to live, and they have employees, they need to live. Um, but I think the more people transition, the less our water footprint will be. And I think that's huge, because in some parts of our country, we are already getting low on water. Look at California. Sometimes they're running low on water. It's just absolutely incredible um, how our water footprint, how that affects our earth and our life. So it's just absolutely incredible. And many people don't associate this with sustainability. Thanks, Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lori. Hi, Barbara. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to bring this up because very often we don't associate this, and I mentioned this before. We don't, we go in a restaurant or we go in a daily, we order a sandwich, and that's it. So I hope this opened up a few eyes. Then you eat a sandwich, and that's to produce this sandwich you need 68 gallons of water, and then you gobble it down with a glass of soda or a can of soda, which in turn needs another 12 gallon of water to be produced instead of drinking a glass of water, right? So it's just absolutely incredible. um, Look at what the average American eats per year when it comes to beef. 167 pounds. And that figure is, I think it's a little older already, a few years now. I'm not sure where we are now, but there are actually other nations who eat actually more beef than the States. So, but I think 167 pounds per person per year, that equals a half a pound a day. That's crazy. Um, so just to translate this into um, the water footprint per person, that is 261,000 gallons of water that goes onto every person per year, not for washing, not for drinking, just to produce the beef. That's just absolutely incredible. Um, okay, good. So I'm not here to, I don't want to vent. I don't want to, I just want to make sure that, you know, bring this out, talk about it, because it is something that we need to pay attention to. Um, the other day I watched Our Planet with David Attenborough. It is such a great documentary. He is just so humble about this, and he brings such beautiful pictures, or beautiful documentary, and but he also demonstrates the nature, the dire nature of where we are and where we're heading. So it's just, thanks, Susan. Um, so it's just absolutely incredible. And if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's really really great. It's an eye opener. If you haven't seen Seaspiracy, Seaspiracy is definitely a must. Um, that is an eye opener. A lot of people say he doesn't portray the correct picture, but hey, you can tell that our oceans are dying. Look at the Australian coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef. That is dying on in an alarming rate or alarming, speed. And so from that point of view, it's just absolutely incredible. Um, yeah. So from that point of view, I wanted to, you know, tell you what I was thinking about. And I think a very simple way to address this is let's buy local products. When you buy local, you buy sustainably. Um, I have mentioned this many times before. You go in a supermarket and you see those beautiful tomatoes, and we're in the middle of the winter. And where are those tomatoes coming from? They're coming from, I don't know, California, Mexico, and from New York. That's 3,000 to 4,000 miles away, and they're coming on a truck. So just imagine, um, reduce the amount of things you buy that being shipped on a truck. And the best way to find out uh, what items are locally grown is you go to the farmers market. Guess what? The farmers market is mainly closed in the winter. Some of them are open, but that's what you get. You get pumpkins, you get cabbage, you get kale. You know, eat those vegetables. These are the vegetables you can eat in the winter, and maybe you can have greenhouse foods. For instance, cherry tomatoes are usually grown in greenhouse greenhouse greenhouses. So from that point of view, there are quite a few foods you can eat during the winter, or when they're not in season, whether they are coming from a greenhouse gas or not. But yes, Paul, you grow it yourself. Absolutely, you have an awesome garden. Um, yeah, everyone who is in our group, they know Paul, and Melanie, and quite a few others. I think Chuck, they have great gardens. Um, but you see, here, for instance, in New York, um, we have nothing right now. Things are coming now. We just, I mean, not we just. Mother's Day is the day you put in all your seeds or your plants, and then coming July, they're all coming to grow, and you have tomatoes, plantain, eggplant, and all those great vegetables. But it takes time. So what do you eat? Paul said he had 70 pounds of garlic. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely incredible. 70 pounds. Yeah, so it's all possible. And if we can eat locally or grow it in your own garden, then that's the way to go. To to give you an idea, the problem is, um, the way we grow our vegetables, the big farmers, the big companies, um, they use a lot of chemical fertilizer, pesticides, and nowadays they use monoseeds. Unfortunately, um, we have a lot of synthetic pesticides and fertilizer which are degrading our soil. And unfortunately, 60% of our waterways are polluted because of those chemical fertilizer, and making it impossible for fish to live. and healthily. So that is really it's 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 not a good thing. Um, did you know that 98% of corn and soy is genetically engineered? So every time you go out there, most of the corn is GMO corn. Um, and here comes the biggest thing. The problem is 95% of all the food is being grown in our uppermost layer of soil, making topsoil one of the most important components of our food system. But unfortunately, thanks to conventional farming practices, nearly half of the most productive soil has disappeared in the world in the last 150 years, threatening crop fields and contributing to nutrient pollution, dead zones, and erosion. In the US alone, the soil on cropland is eroding 10 times faster than it can be replenished. If we continue to degrade the soil at the rate we are now, the world would run out of topsoil in about 60 years. 60 years. That's according to Maria Helena Semedo of the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. Without topsoil, the Earth's ability to filter water, absorb carbon, and feed people will plunge. Not only that, but the foods we grow will probably be lower in vital nutrients. And that's already a concern that a lot of our food has less nutrients than we actually thought. So regenerative agriculture shows that we can easily improve soil fertility. As it is, the farm to table concept. That's, a lot of chefs have adopted this system. It's beautiful. It's something where, even people like you and me can do this. We can go to the farmers market. We can connect with the farmers. There's actually programs out there where you can get um, your produce. You can get it delivered once a week or every 2 weeks. There's a lot of you know systems out there in place where you can buy locally or you can get foods that are sustainably grown. So I just wanted to bring this up. I think this is something very, very important. As it is, we we are not doing ourselves a favor by buying foods that are coming 3,000 miles away. This is totally unsustainable, and it's not going to help us in the long run. And we all have a choice. We have a choice of eating healthy and eating sustainably. And the more we are aware of what we're doing, I think the better we can tackle climate change and sustainability. So that was my 2 cents when it comes to whole food, plant-based lifestyle and sustainability. And it has a lot to do with our eating culture. We have been programmed by the media, by the big corporations, the dairy corporations, the beef corporations. We have been, how you call it? The media has programmed us, so to speak. You see commercials of certain foods, and you look at the milk commercial with the milk mustard. That was done in part by the the dairy corporation, and in part by the government, and because they were the opinion that milk is healthy for you. Now we know that milk is good for cows, and it's not. It's not good for humans because we now know that dairy is not healthy for us. But this is everyone needs to make, yes, Sylvia, that's correct, brainwashed. um, everyone needs to make up their own minds how they would like to live, how they going to approach their lifestyle. And for, I would say maybe just a few years ago, no one would talk about it. Everyone would totally ignore it. There were some scientists who talked about climate change, obviously, and sustainability, but um, we still have a lot more to cover. We still have to talk about it, that what we eat has an impact on our climate, on our planet. So, and it's not about us. It's not about us here. We will have no issues when it comes to climate change, or in our lifetime, at least the older generation. But our kids and our children, they will suffer. And as they already said, I mean, I would say we may even see the results of climate change. I hope we're not going to see it, and I hope it's never going to happen. But when it comes to the ocean, they said the ocean will be fishless by 2050, and Seaspiracy said that's already the wrong estimate. Now it's between 2030 and 2040. If we don't have any more fish by 2030, guess what happened? We got to eat something different. There will be food shortages. It's going to be, it's not going to be fun. So there's a lot of serious issues are at hand, which we can simply we can help by changing our diet. And I'm not saying you have to do it from one day to the other. Start with meatless Mondays, then add another day, then add another day. So there's definitely ways to do it. And let's see it. Our medical our medical system, or our hospitals are packed with cancer patients, with all kind of sick patients. And where does it come from? Most scientists say it's our food what we eat. And to me, food is medicine, and food is the way to get out of it. And it's very simple: eat whole food, plant based, and you avoid a lot of scenarios, scenarios where you can get sick. I'm not saying that vegans don't get sick. Of course, vegans do get sick, but um, there's definitely a difference between people who get heart disease and high blood pressure and diabetes when they eat a regular diet. People who eat a whole food plant based, I have seen it over and over that those chronic diseases are actually being reversed. So there is definitely a way to do this. Okay. Again, I'm not here to lecture. I'm here to inspire. I hope you enjoyed this little pep talk, so to speak. You know, um, it's something what's very dear to my heart, and I think we need to address this more. We need to talk about it more. There's a lot more to be done. Um, Before I forget, if you watch this on YouTube, would be nice if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. By the way, I have a holistic plant-based masterclass coming up Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can sign up on my website. And I'm going to start my new coaching program actually the second week in July. You can sign up on my website if you're interested. It's gonna be an incredible program, absolutely incredible program. Okay. Um, Hi, Greg. Good. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. Um, yeah, so I would say have a great day, be safe, and think plant based. Okay, I'll see you next week.